Who can forget the devastating images of Chennai being flooded last year? But it appears that the Tamil Nadu government has learned no lessons from 2015. A Chennai-based NGO has now sounded a flood alert for the city, saying that encroachments of lakes and water bodies could sink the city again. This is a special report.
Unforgettable images from the city of Chennai. Images no Chennaiite ever thought they'd see in their metropolis. The floods receded, but that nightmare of late 2015 never will. The spotlight now turns once again on Chief Minister Jayalalitha, who returned to power on the strength of promise to rebuild Chennai and never let it sink again. But has Jaya done enough? The answer is not a reassuring one. India Today has accessed an alarming new report by Tamil Nadu's top environmental NGO, Ayapor Irakam, with damning findings that paint a scary picture on Chennai's preparedness for the imminent rainy season. Consider these findings from the report. Government has been the major contributor to the destruction of water bodies, which has been the primary cause for the floods. The most worrying aspect is that Chennai is significantly ill-prepared for the upcoming monsoon. The study clearly shows that government institutions and middle to upper class private residential houses are the biggest encroachers of the water bodies and waterways. And the sinking of water bodies and abandoning it completely like Vilivakam has been a major cause of worry.
The original Vilivakam lake was almost close to 300 acres. Now if you look at it, the lake is actually shrunk to about 52 acres. And even in that 52 acres, what they have done is, about a couple of years back, the entire metro rail debris, the construction that they are doing for the metro rail, entire debris is being dumped mindlessly into the Vilivakam lake.
This was one of the land and one of the places that were completely damaged during the flood. In fact, during the past Chennai floods, people were submerged in nearly up to this much amount of water, up to their hip. And even then, after that, instead of desilting this place and removing the mud from here, we've come to know that the government is using it as a dump yard. Almost 2,000 families are around this lake right now. They don't know what they are going to do.
With bare weeks to go before the season's rains break over Chennai, the warning signs could not be louder.
Joining me now is Chandramohan, social and anti-corruption activist and someone who's been spearheading that particular report which has very troubling news for Chennai. Chandramohan, are you being unnecessarily alarmist, or do you believe that Chennai could be heading for another catastrophe like what happened in December last year?
I wish I was an alarmist, but the fact is this: for the past 3 months, Ayapor Irakam did a social audit of all the waterways in Chennai because we wanted to see if the government has learned its lessons. And what we found is alarming. Chennai is even worse than how we were before. And if the same amount of rain comes in this time, we are again going to be completely inundated in water. See, Chennai is blessed with beautiful drainage system. We have Koshathalaya River, Adaya River and Koom River. All the government had to do was desilt it, maintain it. And for decades, they haven't done that. There are about 3,600 lakes and ponds in and around Chennai, of which only 3,000 remain now. And even in that, most of them are encroached and none of them have been desilted in decades. I don't know what the government is doing. And even if floods like Chennai cannot make the government do what it needs to do, we are in deep trouble. The kind of things that we found out is alarming because, for example, in Vilivakam Lake, like we said, there is no plan in Chennai as to how to handle sewage, how to handle construction debris. What they do is they take the construction debris, go dump it in the waterways. And then they take the garbage of the entire city. And they put the garbage in a place like Pallikarnai marshland. It is one of the rarest of marshlands. It's one of the 3 marshlands in the entire Tamil Nadu. So they take the entire toxic waste, it becomes the dump yard.
So what are you suggesting?
It over there.
What is your recommendation?
High Court orders.
What is your recommendation to avoid a situation like what happened in Chennai last year? What is the recommendation in your report?
here's the thing, there is a lot of things that needs to be done on a war footing. The lakes have to be desilted, the canal, the water path, the waterways have to be desilted, and it has to be devegetated. Also, more importantly, all the stormwater drains, if you look at it throughout Chennai, it is in such pathetic condition. Every kind of debris, every kind of garbage is dumped into a stormwater drain. Not only that, the sewage is now mixed with the stormwater drain. There is no planning whatsoever. If you go and do the audit, if you have been with us in the audit, it is alarming to see how the government is even thinking to take these debris, put it in a waterway, shut the lake down. It doesn't take a genius to understand that if you don't let the water come into a lake, it is going to go to the surrounding areas. And that is what happened in Sitco Nagar, where the lake is filled with the metro rail debris, and entire Sitco Nagar was flooded for 15 days.
So
people were starving to death over there. And as the government learned lessons, no. Now, every PW officials that we talk to, they are under oath of secrecy. They are saying, sir, there are no funds. I don't believe for one that there are no funds.
Let me leave it there.
We have been talking to the IAS officers, and they are saying, Madam Jayalalitha doesn't even want to hear the word floods. And so nobody is going and talking to her about what is happening. And some bureaucrats are telling us that the coterie around her are so scared to talk about this, they're not even taking this information to her. I don't know what the situation is. But Rajdeep,
let me leave it there.
Show, I wanted to...
Let me leave it there. I don't want to go deep into the politics of it at the moment. I want specific recommendations, and I think your report has raised certain important alarm bells for the government of the day. Hopefully, Jayalalitha is watching and will act.